Right, today in the UK, science and politics are not good bedfellows. Science is based on methodology, on rational thought, on competence, consistency. Let's compare that against May and her government. Absolutely no comparison whatsoever. So, when I knew I was going to be here today talking to you fine folks, I thought what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit about how science has changed over the last 50 years. It's no longer the domain of single or small teams of scientists working in single labs. We now work on multidisciplinary, multi-year, international collaborative projects as an international European community of scientists. The facilities which we need are often expensive. Quite honestly, they're mega expensive. But as a team, as a European team, we have achieved so much over the last 10 years. And I'd like to just tell you some of the things which we have achieved. Because a lot of the criticism of the main referendum team was that we spoke about Project Fear and we said about what would happen if we left the EU. I'd like to say about some of the benefits of being in the EU, what we've achieved. Some of these I'm sure will be household names, maybe others won't be. The Large Hadron Collider, the Joint European Torus at Culham, which is developing clean fusion-based energy. European Southern Observatory. We've landed a probe on a comet. No other organisation, NASA haven't done that, the Chinese haven't done that. We've sent a probe to Saturn and landed on one of the moons of Saturn, the largest moon called Triton. We've developed technology such as adaptive optics and optical interferometry, so the facilities we now have at the European Southern Observatory are better than the Hubble Space Telescope. Baroness Quinn this morning spoke about the launch of an environmental monitoring satellite. It was launched on an Ariane 5 rocket. Ariane 5 is a European designed and produced rocket. It's got a greater performance than any other facility in the world. The Galileo program is the only non-military GPS system in the world. We're part of that, we're rolling that out now. NeoShield, I suspect not many people have heard of. NeoShield is a project which actually identifies risk of comet and asteroid collision, and moreover is designing deflection technology. Okay, so does anybody actually think the asteroid's going to hit? Well, even if the people of Russia in Chelyabinsk in 2013, 1,100 people were hospitalized. The European 2020 Horizon 2020 program is an €80 billion program specifically aimed at economic growth and long-lasting job creation. I could go on a lot more about the science developments and practical developments in my area, but actually the list I've just gone through could be extended tremendously in all the other scientific fields. And there's a reason why all the scientists in or the vast majority of scientists, those who don't believe in flat Earth, actually support the EU. Our presence in the UK has allowed us great benefits from investment, from funding, from education and reputation. Education in particular. The EU has supported us throughout, having EU citizens here in our schools, in our universities, allowing us to go on the Erasmus programme, sponsoring PhDs, initiating postdoctoral research programmes. All of the achievements I've mentioned before are by European people working with European people. But how do we work? We work best when we're not under duress. All of us work best when we're not under stress. When we work best when people know what they're doing, but we know that we've got consistency in what we're doing, but we're not suddenly going to get the project cancelled, we're not going to get abused in the street, our families are not going to get abused online or in schools, we're not suddenly going to get sorry about that mistaken letter from the Home Office. How can a Home Office make more than 100 mistakes on deportation orders? It's no mistake, this is a deliberate policy. May couldn't control immigration when she was at the Home Office. What she's trying to do now is introduce a most unwelcome Project Fear for everybody from outside England, it would appear actually. We all need to know what we're doing. We're all in limbo, EU and UK citizens. Nobody has a clue what's going on. But why? Why doesn't anybody know what's going on? Because our government just doesn't give a monkeys about us. It doesn't care. Right? To them, we are just work production units, expendable bargaining chips, and it's got to stop. People are leaving the UK, EU citizens and UK citizens. In the 70s we had what's called a brain drain. Unfortunately I'm old enough to just about remember that. And it's happening again now. Okay, but why? Why are people leaving here? They're forced to take life-changing decisions and risks because they're in a vacuum of what the future holds. Oh, why? Why are we in a vacuum? What's it for? Is it serving any purpose? Yeah, it's serving one purpose. It shows that the deluded, the deceived, the naive, they can actually claim some sort of vacuous restoration of supposedly lost sovereignty. So we haven't lost our sovereignty. Okay, so some people might say, well, yeah, so what? You know, so what if all the EU citizens and all EU scientists leave? We can still survive. Well, you know, being a scientist, I'm used to academic language, but that's bollocks, okay? We'll lose our capability, we'll lose our reputation as being one of the foremost places to progress science and research and development. The UK has one of the highest rates of peer-reviewed science papers in the world. We issue more papers than America, and we've got to keep that. We'll lose our expertise. Look what's happening in our universities today. Right. We have hemorrhaging staff which are there to support the development of our children, to support the development of our education system, and to actually make sure that we maintain the position which we hitherto did have, which is one of the world's most integrated, forward-thinking, innovative places in the world. We're losing that. We need to develop a technology and innovation-based economy. Why? The reason is, automation is taking over. Automation is losing our jobs. We cannot compete on a labour-intensive manufacturing process. Our economy has to move on. Have a look at supermarkets, just as a really sort of a good example. 5 years ago, self-service tills were very rare. Today, manned tills are very rare. We're developing even from that. Now we're going on to self-scanning. Traditional jobs are being lost. If we don't keep advancing, progressing, developing technology, innovation, we will lose our lifestyle. Our lifestyle and standards will be lost. Right? So today we really need to stay in the EU for to make sure that we keep that. But I'm going to personalise it a little bit now. A lot of my friends are born in the EU, on the continent. And if we lose our friends, our EU brothers and sisters, it's not only me, it's not only they that will be disbenefited, the whole country will be poorer in any particular way. If you've not already seen it, there's a book out called In Limbo, and it talks about real cases of real people having their lives blighted by what this ridiculous Brexit and the so-called hard Brexit is doing. But Brexit as a word, let's be honest, Brexit is not and will never be a done deal. We're here today to say we don't want this, we're not going to go for it. Let's keep fighting against it. Begs the question, what can we do? What can we individually do to fight Brexit? Well, my answer to that is simple. Anything and everything. Hug a lever, sign petitions, write your MP, your MEP, wave a flag, write a poster, put stickers up, persuade your family and friends that you're not the nutcase that you think you are. By the way, about a month ago, my mum called me a communist, which could not be further from the truth. But persuade everybody that there's a clear and imminent danger in what's happening. Stand up for people where you see abuse, particularly either in the street or online. You know, stand up for our EU brothers. Sing, scream, cry, shout, anything. But one thing I would ask you not to ever do, don't stay silent. Because if we stay silent, we've lost. So science and poetry don't really go hand in hand either, so apologies to Dylan Thomas for this misquote. Do not go gently into that dark Brexit. Rage against the murder of our country, because that's what's happening. Let's stay strong, we'll stand together, let's make a noise, let's show May and her cronies that we won't be silenced. Yeah.